learn magic. Or should I say, learn how to hold space for magic to do its magic. My definition of magic is the ability to read unseen forces, unseen supernatural powers to heal self and other. And I hope that lands with you. To me, there is a magic that occurs in healing. And I feel sometimes the human consciousness will take healing out of context. So there's maybe some healers that will take credit for doing the healing. And some healers or psychics that say, yes, I can do this magic for you. I can, yes, if you pay me XYZ, I can make your lover fall back in love with you. I can extract entities. I can do this, I can do that for you. And I believe that's a very power over old paradigm. And to me, that's not what the word healing means. That's also not what the word magic means. To me, pure and lasting magic is holding space for that divine, intelligent, unseen force to bring understanding, to bring openness, to bring aha. Another way to describe this would be, if trauma was an energy, it would be bound, heavy energy. And you can't just take that bound, heavy energy and put it somewhere else. To me, that's not really healing. That's pretending to be able to be the power over master that can just do something. And to me, that's not really what's happening in a healing. Because energy doesn't disappear. You can't just take it and put it somewhere else. Like information on a computer. Even if you deleted everything, it's still somewhere on the hard drive. Do you see what I mean? You've just moved it and pretended like you've got rid of it. So to me, that's kind of fake healing or power over healing or manipulating every sense of the word. Whereas true healing, true magic is saying, this is here. How about we use the bound energy and turn it into life force rather than just hide it somewhere else and pretend that it's gone? How about, because we can't get rid of this, I acknowledge that there's nothing I can do about making this vanish. That's not what magic is. Magic is the power to illuminate, to transform, to hold space whilst this energy changes from this form into this form. Does that make sense? So healing a trauma will be holding space for somebody to understand what magic is there for me. How do I turn that pain into my biggest power? How do I transcend something that's stuck in fear and alchemize it in love? I hope this is making sense. But to me, the full power of magic is really acknowledging what can and can't be done. So I feel it's fake and manipulative to say, yes, I can just remove that extraction. That's certainly not what I teach, and that's certainly not what I believe magic is. Magic is understanding unseen forces. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean there is not understanding there. It's about saying, right, this is what's here. Let's look at it. Let's understand it. Let's unpack it and use it as your power, because you cannot destroy energy. Energy cannot be fully destroyed. You can suppress it or move it and pretend like it's gone, but that is not transformation. And that is what I teach in my space holders and facilitator trainings, how to hold space for somebody else's self-healing. Because if they're doing the healing, you can't tell someone, oh, just feel better. Because there would be resistance. That would be going to a session and somebody just tells you, well, buck up, feel better. You're like, I can't just change my state like that. So for me, what real space holding is holding space for somebody else's own transformation and own healing. Guiding, maybe pointing out some of their blind spots and saying, have you thought about this? Did you acknowledge this? What about this? But empowering them to make their own decisions and go, yeah, let me consider this and come to my own truth. And I feel this is worth speaking to, because there's quite a lot of people out there that have a misconception of healing and magic. And to me, there needs to be clarity in the definition of these words, and what magic is, what space holding is, what transformation is, what the healing process is. My healing process was my own personal journey back to belonging, back to a sense of belonging. Because I always felt like an alien on this planet, didn't know what I was doing here. I felt so different from everyone else because of my autoimmune disease. My body functioned differently. I seemed to be allergic to all of these foods. What on earth is going on? So it was me feeling out and separate in society. So my healing journey has been understanding my way back to belonging, understanding my own body, understanding my own dis-ease, understanding my triggers. Where am I open? Where am I closed? So for me, magic is the ability to read unseen forces and to acknowledge and hold space for what these powers are capable of. It's not the ability to manipulate unseen forces. It's learning the language and understanding the flow of the river. Not from our human ego sense, taking the river and making it do something that we want it to do, all the while it's kind of in frustration, or building a dam and making it go down here. And eventually the natural flow of the river, the power of that is going to take over. So for me, magic is understanding the natural flow of these energies and working with it. Not trying to manipulate or distort or do something that's not doable energy-wise, right? Suppressing an energy or putting it in a box somewhere or pretending like it's deleted when it's not really. It's understanding what energy does, how it works, and how to use it of benefit to one's own self and system. Does that make sense? So there's magical awareness in the physical body. My physical body, I was once very detached from because I thought it was ill. I had a limiting belief and a story that I was broken because I had autoimmune disease. The doctor told me I was going to die really young. So I thought there was something wrong with my physical body. Only to learn magic and how to read my physical body. How do I know what the energies in my bodies are trying to say? The things that I couldn't see, the things internally that I couldn't see. How do I learn the language of this unseen force to help me to understand? The same with the mind and thinking thoughts, powers of the mind. Can't see thought. So how do we use that unseen force to help understand the human experience? How do we use that unseen energy to help with psychic power? How do I cultivate telepathy and a deeper sense of understanding, a deeper sense of what's going on in the situation, a deeper sense of reading the unseen forces to help in communication with other? Because if you feel you've said something and you can feel somebody's energy has shot up, they're triggered by that, but they're attempting to hide it, that is your access to magic. You can then go, oh, pause, what just happened there? And they will be doing all of their human things to try and disguise the fact that anger has just shot up in their system, or they've just been triggered by something, but on their face it doesn't show. What they say, it doesn't show, but you can feel it in your body. And then you can inquire, ooh, did you misinterpret what I just said? Please repeat back to me what you think I just said, because I think there was just a misunderstanding there, because I really felt an impact. And this is really helpful in relational dynamics and in effective communication, because you can get to the heart of something before the misunderstanding continues, and then a few days later there's a big eruption. You said this a couple of days ago, and the other person's going, oh, I didn't mean that. What I meant was da 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 da. So it's a very powerful tool to be able to read unseen forces, get extra information from self and from the environment. And this is essentially what I teach in my practitioner trainings. How to hold space to such a degree that you are connected to the unseen energy between you and your client, and you can better help them to uncover what's really going on. Does this make sense? And I've always been fascinated in magic. Ever since I was tiny, I have loved the idea of magic and what goes on that's not seen, heard, touched. But what can you see in the mind's eye? What do you hear in that small inner voice that's not a sound in your environment, but is a sound in your mind's eye? And what can you feel, rather than something's literally not just hit you, but you can feel something inside? So if you want to tap into your magic, how to heighten your ability to these unseen forces, how do you cultivate this skill, then I have a weekend retreat coming up in October, the 14th and 15th of October. And this will be a magical space for you to be able to learn some of these tools. So I will teach some of these awareness tools, and how to cultivate your somatic psychic, how to learn magic in the presence of other. And we do it in a small group, because the group field amplifies the energy, so it's a lot easier for you to feel and understand what I'm talking about. If I was just trying to teach it in a one-on-one, it wouldn't be as palpable. But in a small group field, the group field and the group energy amplifies what I'm talking about, so you will be able to feel for yourself what I mean. So that can be really helpful. And it's at a very special price at the moment. Both the 2 days is only $150. So the weekend will turn into a mini training course, a mini practitioner's course. And I imagine that's going to be around double. It's going to be around £300 for the weekend training. But at the moment, it's at a special price of $150. So if you do want to join, it's 10 till 6 on the Saturday. We finish slightly earlier on the Sunday. 14th and 15th of October. It's only £150, and you will get to experience magic. And magic, what I call magic circle. So coming together with like-minded souls on this journey back to belonging. And yeah, it will be a magical weekend. So I hope that feels aligned with you. I will put the link to the website. You can book now with a deposit because there's limited space on the weekends, because it's a small intimate group in person. There's not a massive amount of space on it. So if you do want to reserve your place for the weekend, please do book with a deposit, and I really hope to see you there. Goodbye, chai.